Welcome back, everybody. We are back for another night of doing a little bit of stuff with the sawmill. Getting out here really late once again, but anytime I'm out here, that camera's running. That's just the way it is. Doesn't matter how mundane the process is or whatever it is. I usually run the camera when we're out here. So that means if you guys have been watching for a long time, we're out here a lot. I kind of live out here in this building. I love my barn. So anyway, we got to get some logs, or a log. We have another really big black walnut log to get in here. Has a big curve in it. I'm really hoping I can mill these slabs up off of this one to keep that curve. We'll see. I mean, this mill total, it'll actually do about a 32-inch cut. So we'll see. We may not make it on this one because that curve is so pronounced in it. But I want to keep some of that curve for my slabs. I feel they'll make some beautiful tables. So what we're going to do now, the tractor that I'd used to build the barn, that we used to load the sawmill up with the logs, where I could drive the logs straight in from outside. Right now, that duty, it's in the hay field. It's hooked to the hay bine. The loader's off of it right now, so it would just be a really big production to go hook the loader frame back up, get it out here and all that good stuff. So what we're going to do, we're going to use our chain hoist to haul this log inside. It's kind of a long process. It's kind of a hard process, but that is what it is when you own a manual mill. Now down the road, I have no idea when, but as soon as we can, we will be putting a full-length lean-to on the one side of the barn here so that we have a spot to put the sawmill in, then I can load it properly with the logs going with it. But you'll see down the road. So anyway, enough yakking. Looks like I have some helpers tonight, so we're going to get after it. And
well, me, anyways. I'm just going to keep here. Alright, well, look, the camera's running.
I guess we'll see what's going on. So,
not the camera
see you guys on the other side of it.
They can't see it.
Alright, you want to try it?
Sure, which way do I pull it?
Yeah, just like that.
This one?
Yep.
Down?
Yep. Separate your weeds.
Yeah.
When you're pulling, you want to pay attention. You want to look up there, make sure nothing's moving. Hold on. Wait until I'm done telling you. You just want to watch everything. Make sure those cables aren't going to slip out. Kind of keep your head on a swivel. You got to pay attention to what the log's doing coming in the door.
Yep.
All right?
Yep.
What I'll do is I'll stand back there. If it looks like it's going to hit the door, I'll move it with the PV, okay?
Alright.
And once you have tension on it, don't walk under it like I just did, okay?
Yep. Okay, tell me when.
Go ahead. Okay, now pay attention to everything it's doing, okay?
Yeah. Just make sure.
That's what I told him.
This one?
Yep.
Okay.
Can you do that? Oh, this is great. Want some motivation?
No.
Oh! Oh! That's silly. No, you're already moving.
1, 2, 3, go.
Marilyn, sweetheart, you've got to back up a little bit.
Can I start?
Yeah, go ahead.
1,
Pull!
4. No.
Oh!
No. When Emma,
Nice and easy, then you're not.
Emma, let me say 1, 2, 3.
Okay, Marilyn, you stay back to the line.
Marilyn wants to say 1, 2, 3 to Adam.
Okay, go ahead, really loud.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, don't.
Oh, you can't pull until she says pull. Okay, go ahead.
1, 2, pull.
That's not bad, actually. You're getting bored, aren't you?
No, my arms are getting tired.
Your arms are
Can I eat your belly?
This is going a little too fast.
But I'm really hungry.
I bet.
You know, buddy, you know, I've always been waiting for the day that you could do these super important tasks and I could kind of sit here and sip on a cup of coffee and just watch you do these super important fun tasks. I mean, do you realize how many other kids do you know get to sit there and haul a log into the family barn to the sawmill by hand?
How many kids do I know that have a choice?
Well, oh, there's always choices. Do you like food?
Yeah.
Do you like a roof over your head?
Yeah.
Paul!
So you don't walk under it?
This is good stuff. Very good stuff. You see how we had a crack right here in the wood?
Yes.
So that crack, the bark followed that crack for a little ways. So when you want to get started, I start with the axe. You guys saw that. When that, you follow that crack along as best you can, and you can see from the color right here, that's where rain and water was getting in against that wood.
And then right there, it's not.
Yeah, so that bark was pretty loose right there, because we were only missing bark right here. Then we just peeled that piece up right there. Let me grab the broom here. Now as you go, you want to try to get the dirt off as you go, because once you get this first initial few pieces off, and actually the log stays pretty clean. But this bark is so dirty because we had to dry, yank it up the hill. But when tree bark grows, you see how rough this is?
Yeah.
So you get a lot of dust in the air, right? So when you get a lot of dust in the air, it embeds in this bark, a lot of sand, stuff like that. That bark holds it, and it allows your saw blades up really super fast.
So that's why you debark.
And that's why I debark them. Some people pressure wash them, some people have a fancy bark cutter. You know, you guys know Nathan.
Yeah.
He has on his sawmill,
Debarking.
well, he has a, I know.
Yeah.
He has a little saw that comes out in front of his blade that actually cuts the bark for him so his blade stays sharp.
That's cool.
It is. So what you want to do,
Which one of your buddies made a sawmill that does it all itself?
well, Nathan has a sawmill that does everything. It's pretty cool. It lifts the,
No, which one built it?
I don't think any of them. Okay, so when
We're talking about somebody who has something that loads logs and everything. Yeah,
that would be Nathan. So you see
Oh, I
how
thought
this
it was
log's
somebody
tippy?
Yeah.
And you're barking, you're pushing this under. I mean, it'll be pretty hard to roll this.
But you still can. So you
You
gotta
still-
be cautious.
Always be cautious. So you work down it just like this. Let this bar do the work.
Could I check?
Yeah, let it do all the work. Just get it started a little bit, pry a little bit, and then work your way down. You want to try, you try to get it off in one piece if you can, which is fun to do.
So, oh Jesus.
So lift
That's
it,
why I tried to do peeling oranges.
okay? So lift up a little bit, pull it out of there, okay?
That's what I thought. I can get it, I think.
Okay.
Kinda get it.
There you go, you're doing good. Just get a seam started all the way down. And the trick is too, we don't want to damage,
The what?
we don't want to damage this out here. Because what we're doing right now, so logs are easiest to debark in the spring. After
This is
the
all
sap's, well, yeah, the sap's been running up it, and the leaves are on the trees, so it's constantly moving stuff up.
There you go.
In the wintertime, late fall and wintertime, it's a lot harder to get the bark off of logs because that sap's dried up. So when that sap dries up,
Holds in the
the
bark.
stuff actually shrinks a little bit around the log, and then it makes it a lot tighter.
This is easier.
Isn't it cool how cork trees
What's
No
that?
bark, cork trees.
What kind of trees?
Cork. Yeah,
Cork?
yeah. Stuff that makes the corks that go
Yes.
in the wine bottles. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Want to take over?
I get it.
I had to take it over because I haven't gotten to terms with it yet.
Yeah, you would be taking over. Okay, now when you
I think
feel
you hit a
yourself
knot.
hitting wood like that,
Okay, like do it harder.
you gotta flatten out a little bit.
Okay.
It's a heavy bar. And I'm gonna get a piece of wood under this. I don't know why, guys, but boy, I feel a lot more rested tonight than I do most nights. Not sure why. It doesn't happen too often, but man, I'll take it. Now, asked the kids, I said, hey, I kind of tricked them a little bit, doing the dad thing. Hey, you guys you wanna have some fun? You wanna be in a video with me? Oh yeah, sure, it'll be great. I think they actually enjoyed it though. There's nothing wrong with that. If you can get your kids to actually like work, then maybe you could teach them once in a while that work can be fun if you approach it right and with a good attitude. But so we have another log on the mill, another big black walnut. This is going to yield us some pretty good character pieces, but I have a feeling it is really going to be a challenge for us to mill this one. Main reason being you can see with the bark off of it how twisted this piece is, not to mention the banana shape. I have a feeling that this one's going to kind of go all over the place on us as we cut our slabs off of it. Now what we're going for with this one, once again, we're going for tabletop slabs. A log like this, if I were to cut it in the middle, right where it bends at the dog leg, I could probably get some good cabinet grade wood out of it. Granted, it's still going to have a lot of stresses no matter where you cut it, so you got to watch that. But to be quite honest with you, a piece like this, for me, it really isn't. It's not worth cutting into 4/4 boards for cabinet wood for me, just because I got a feeling the thinner I cut these things, the more they're going to move. That's a lot of stress in this piece. This piece right here probably has more stresses in it than any of the ones that we've done out of that tree so far. But definitely worth it. And if we can get some nice character, the character pieces on your logs, no matter what you're milling, that's what's popular these days. That's what's selling pretty well for slabs. If you're making your tables, things like that, the live edge, the market for that stuff is really high right now. So it's kind of a good time to be doing this kind of thing. But you really have to, there's a lot of people doing it, but if you can make your work stand out somehow, go the extra mile with it, you could definitely sell your pieces, and that's what we're going to try to do with this stuff. Granted, it's going to take it quite a while to dry. Part of the reason I'm going to do the solar kiln, not to mention the bugs in that one log, I need to kill those off before they infest other things. But chances are they'll be out of there or dry up, but I really don't want to take that chance too much. After all the work in this barn, I'd hate to unleash, a bunch of pests in here to start eating the lumber, and white pine is not an insect-resistant wood. But so anyway, next time out, I'm not sure if we're going to be milling this one or if we're going to be working on the solar kiln. Do have some neat news though. I've been in touch with Hudson Sawmills, and we are, I'm going to take a day off. We're going to go down there, do a little filming of their manufacturing, and they're going to give us a tour so you guys can see where this sawmill was made, kind of how it was made. I'm sure we won't be able to show everything because I would imagine there's some proprietary things that they don't let out there, and I don't blame them. You have to protect your business any way you can, but so that's pretty neat, and we'll see what happens. Now they have shared the one 2 videos ago. They've shared that on their Facebook page and on their social media, which is really cool. That helps this channel out so much. But not to give you guys a sales pitch because I'm not about that, but I tell you what, for the money, you can't beat these mills. The Homesteader series, they're good mid-range mill. They're well built. You guys have seen how much lumber we've put through this thing. I mean, it's milled this building. All those big timbers and everything. Like I said before, it's milled right here with 28 feet of track, 15 extra blades out the door for $6 grand on the dollar. I priced other mills. When I looked at the Norwoods, I didn't like how it was put together. Everything's bolted together, and to me that looks like it could lead to some problems. The Woodland mills, they look like they're very good quality, but they're out of Canada, I believe, possibly Quebec. And biggest reason I went with this, the price of it, and they're local. I can drive hour and 20 minutes and be right where they make these things, and the customer support's been really good. So anyway, there's that. Just a family night tonight, having fun with the kids out here, which we don't do that a heck of a lot. I don't put them in a lot of videos as a rule, but once in a while it's fun. They enjoy it, makes them feel famous, you know, it's kind of cool. But so anyway, have a good night everybody. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next one.